Namaste, aloha, and welcome tonight to Experience Meditation. I apologize for being a little bit late. Hopefully there's still a few people out there. Tonight we are going to take a moment to teach the very basic three-tier practice of mantra meditation that we teach in Bhakti Yoga. The first one, of course, is a Guranga, or deep peace, deep breathing meditation. The second one is Japa meditation. And third one is Kirtan, or the chanting of Krishna's names. Let me offer my respectful obeisances to my spiritual master, Jagat Guru Siddhaswarapananda Paramahamsa Srila Prabhupada, who taught me this practice of meditation that I'm going to teach you tonight. I'd like to offer my respects to you for tuning in tonight. And before we begin, I'd like to just talk, if this is your first time experiencing a meditation class, and you're a little bit curious about what exactly meditation is. When we think about meditate, meditate is to focus your mind upon something. That's the general meaning. So we actually meditate on so many different kinds of things throughout the day. A lot of them are negative, and many of them are not very helpful. But actually, true meditation, or transcendental meditation, is actually the focusing of the mind to actually have a benefit for the living entity. So in transcendental meditation, we meditate upon mantras. And mantra is a Sanskrit word. It actually comes from two different Sanskrit roots. Man, which means the mind, and tra, which means to draw away. And a mantra is actually, the real meaning of a mantra actually is a spiritual sound vibration. So it's not just something when people just say, that's my mantra, like go Reds or go Redskins or whatever. That's my mantra, as if something that I say over and over again, right? Actual mantra is a true spiritual sound vibration. So it's not just like saying dog, 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 or ice cream, ice cream, ice cream, because when we practice mantra meditation in its truest sense, in a transcendental sense, we're going to have a spiritual benefit from it. You don't get, for example, you don't really get to experience peace by saying certain words over and over again, unless they're real mantras or spiritual sound vibrations. In other words, we don't understand. We can tell people about the taste of ice cream, and then if you say ice cream, ice cream, ice cream, ice cream, ice cream, even very feelingly, like ice cream, ice cream, ice cream, ice cream, we don't really get the taste of ice cream. But actually, when we say mantras, and we speak and sing mantras, and we hear mantras, and we meditate upon these mantras, we actually can begin to taste the mantra itself. In other words, we taste the experience of happiness, self-realization, and when I say self-realization, that is ultimately understanding who we are, what the purpose of our life is, and what we should be doing in our relationship with the Supreme. So this practice today, and this practice is not something that I should just state that actually it's not something that I made up, that I've come up, as popular thing to do on internet nowadays, is to, take a few workshops here and there, maybe in very nice places like Tahiti or something, and read books by this person and that guru and this guru, and then just kind of throw it together with stuff I've watched on YouTube and come up with my own package thing and then just sell it to people. This practice of mantra meditation that I'm going to teach you tonight is an ancient practice that does not belong to me. It's actually something that was taught to me by my spiritual master, and it was taught to him by his spiritual master, and his spiritual master was learned from his spiritual master, and so on, all the way back to Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is the original spiritual master, or the original Supreme Personality of Godhead, or God. And if you read in the writings of many of the great teachers in this lineage, and this is the way it is, the information is transmitted, taught, by the spiritual master because he has practiced it. He has realized the truth by applying it and learning it from the person who applied it and learned it also humbly. So as it says in Lord Chaitanya's prayer, one can chant the holy names of the Lord in a humble state of mind. So we don't try to, we take it humbly, we receive it humbly, just as if someone were handing down mangoes from a tree. We take that mango carefully and we hand it down accordingly. So it's not something that I made up. So it's not, it's an ancient practice that's handed down by teacher to student since time immemorial, and I'm applying it for you. And you can take it, apply it in your life, and see the benefit that it has in your own life, and then hand it down to someone else to practice. You know, it is a practice. So let's go ahead and begin with this practice of meditation. The first thing we're going to do is actually practice this mantra, the sound vibration of the mantra Gor Ra Anga. So you can repeat this after me. Gor Ra Anga. Gor Ra Anga. And now we can put those syllables together as one mantra, Goranga. Goranga. Now, Goranga, all of these mantras have actual meaning, stories, or tributes to them, but it is the sound vibration that is the most important. So when you say it, you hear it, you put your mind upon it, and this is how we practice it. So Goranga is a name of the Supreme. It means one with the golden effulgence or golden essence. And in this case, what we're going to do is we're going to practice this in a breathing practice that you can use at any time of the day, anywhere, at any time. So the practice, we take our practice of breathing, which is known in the Vedic system as pranayama, just conscious breathing, right? So we inhale and we exhale. We could just practice this a little bit. Just inhale, focus your mind on your breath. Exhale. Just follow the line of the breath. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Now, this sort of pranayama, or this breathing of conscious breathing, right, is so nice to do. You can do it at any time. It's a great premeditative practice of being conscious of your breath. We breathe throughout the day, but we're not very conscious of our breath. We don't take that time to focus on our breath. But with the mantra or deep peace meditation, what we're going to do is we're going to apply the mantra Goranga with this practice of this pranayama. So on your inhale, in your mind, because you can't really speak and inhale at the same time, just place that mantra, Goranga, Goranga, and on the exhale, audibly say or sing, Goranga. Now this practice is going to repeat just in a cycle. We inhale with the word mantra in our mind. We exhale, audibly say it. So, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a little bit of ambience with my crystal bowl that I have. You don't need a crystal bowl to practice this, but I have one today, so. So let's go ahead and begin. Inhale with Goranga in the mind. Exhale. Just continue at your own pace. Inhale Goranga in the mind. try 2 more times. Just reconnect now with your breath. That mantra reverberate in your mind. Oranga. So a very simple practice, easy to do. You don't need the crystal bowl to practice it. You can do it at any time, anywhere. And it's a great way to just ground yourself, center your mind on the mantra, and to really bring a little bit of peacefulness. You can experience that just by practicing that, even for the few minutes that we did right there. You can take a longer amount of time. You can practice it every day if you want, all throughout the day, whenever you feel a little stressed out, or even if you feel happy. It's a great time to practice mantra meditation. So that's our first practice, our first tier. The second practice is going to require some japa beads, what we call japa beads or mala beads. I have my initiated beads here for when I became a disciple of my spiritual teacher. But you don't have to be a disciple of a spiritual master to practice this. So what you can do is you can take, if you have a set of beads, some are small, some are large. Usually they're 108. These are made from Tulsi wood. You can use different materials. They can be 54, which is the half set of beads. Or if you just don't have any beads, you don't know where to get them, usually you can check, like, different health food stores might have them. Amazon probably most likely has it, since they have everything else. In this practice, what you're going to do, and I know this, my phone is kind of flipped, so it looks like I'm using my left hand, but actually you're going to use your right hand, your thumb, and your middle finger. And if you notice these beads, and I was going to say that if you can't find these beads, sometimes if you have party beads or a string of beads, it doesn't matter what number they are, just to start practice, you can get some of those just to practice, have something to touch. If you don't have anything right now, just touch your fingers, each finger for every time we do the mantra. In this practice now, there is a head bead, which looks like a little tassel. And on the bead, we will start with usually as a disciple, I have to I say a prayer or a mantra to honor my spiritual teacher. You don't need to do this. You can start with the mantra Gauranga every time you come to the head bead. When we start our practice of japa meditation, we start with our head bead. We say Gauranga, and then we move on down to our next bead, right? The middle finger and the thumb. You can guide it with the other finger if you like. Today what we're going to do is we're going to do a mantra that is Gopala Govinda Rama Madana Mohana. I'll break that up for you if you've never heard that before. Those are all names of the Supreme. Gopala, which is the name of the Supreme, who's the one who gives his devotees pleasure, and devotees and the cows pleasures, because Krishna, I don't know if you can actually see, there's not a cow in this one, but the animals love Krishna and Balaram. But usually in pictures you'll see a cow with Krishna. Krishna loves cows. He's a cow herder boy, so he gives pleasure to the cows and to the devotees of Vrindavan. Gopala Govinda Rama Madana Mohana. So each of those has different spiritual meaning, significance, but once again, the most important aspect is to focus your mind, focus your speaking, focus your hearing, your senses in the engagement of this mantra meditation. Because our mind already focuses on so many things, we meditate on so many things, we engage our senses in the attempt for for happiness. We eat food, we hear music, or we smell things, we look at things with our eyes, we touch things with our hands. But usually those things are in an attempt to try to bring our own happiness without thinking about Krishna, our relationship with God in this meditation. But in real meditation is actually just engaging our senses in the service of God. So this is what meditation is really about. But for those of you who are practicing, maybe you don't have such lofty ideas of what it is. You just want to find a little bit of peace. That's fine too. You can just practice it accordingly. So what we're going to do is we're going to do Gopala, Govinda, Rama, Madana, Mohana. Gopala, Govinda, Rama, Madana, Mohana. Gopala, Govinda, Rama, Madana, Mohana. Okay, so that's the mantra we're going to use today. If you didn't quite get it, just listen to me and follow along with me. You'll pick it up real quickly. So we start with our head beat, Gauranga. And we go to our first beat, Gopala, Govinda, Rama, Madana, Mohana. Gopala, Govinda, Rama, Madana, Mohana. If you want something to focus, you can either close your eyes, as long as you don't go to sleep or drift off somewhere, or you can focus on Krishna and Balaram behind me. Gopala, Govinda, Rama, Madana, Mohana. 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 Okay, so that is a 54, my beats are very long. That's actually 54, a half round. So the point is that in this practice, you don't have to start with a large amount of numbers. You can even do 10 beats. Just do 10 beats on Gopala, Govinda, Rama, Madana, Mohana, or Gauranga. And just set that as a consistency. It's better to be consistent and the quality to be better than it is the quantity, and it to be kind of shoddy with the quality. So, for example, if you did 10, but you had focused keep your mind focused on the sound of the mantra. The tendency of our mind is to jump all over the place, and in this day and age, it's very difficult to keep our mind. We have a large population of ADD people because of our little phones and stuff. we've made ourselves sort of like attention deficits, disorders. And so just by the fact that we have to change things up really quickly, we have to go from place to place, and then our mind is, we go flip, 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 flip. Oh, let's watch that video for 5 seconds. Oh, no, I don't like that. Flip, flip, flip. Oh, yeah, I like that. Flip, flip, flip. Oh, what's that? Go back and watch that. Watch that for a while, then go watch something else. So, yeah, it used to be when I was a kid, it was like commercials. They have one commercial after another and all these TV shows, right? But now it's even worse with the internet. There's so much information that you can just go from place to place to place, which is why we need to have something that helps us get grounded, because with the introduction of social media and internet and things that distract us very much, our depression rates have gone up. Suicide rates are actually highest in the United States in 2022 than they've ever been. So people are not happy by this. They actually need some real spiritual food, spiritual practices, which is the mantra meditation. If you find that when you practice this, you'll find that, okay, maybe initially it's like, okay, wow, this is very hard to do, but you're consistent with it. It's kind of like, oh, this is actually very tasteful. It's said in the scriptures that, and the saintly teachers have said that what is initially not very sweet in the beginning will eventually become very sweet. So that can be true flip sides, right? If you're doing something that's you're not, you're doing all this kind of nonsense stuff, doing drugs, partying, and all these things. Those are the things that are sweet because you always want to do those kind of things. And then to do a spiritual practice like meditation, well, that's kind of hard. But you're consistent with it, and you find, oh, wow, this is actually much more attractive than what I was doing before. Likewise, if you're practicing this and then you find, oh, I'm going to go off and do these things, those things will start to draw your mind away, okay? And they will not actually satisfy you. Whereas the practice of mantra meditation will actually become very sweet and wonderful and help you understand, have realizations, which is why it's called self-realization, to be able to understand the questions of life. Why am I here? What's the purpose of life? What should I be doing? What's my relationship with God about? Really deep questions that we either fail to ask or are afraid to ask because we don't know the answers to. This practice of meditation is the proof of the pudding is in the eating, so you have to practice it. So we have this Guranga breathing, we have the japa meditation, which you can practice, go for a walk, practice it in the morning every day before you go off to work, which is what I do. And the third form is kirtan, which involves some playing guitar and singing. You think, wow, meditation. Just like me, I used to think like, well, meditation, is that like, sitting out in the forest somewhere, just kind of focusing on nothing or a light in front of me, or just close my eyes and I got to maybe shave my head and maybe just have to eat leaves or something out in the forest. I didn't really know what meditation was really about. I didn't really think it was like actively singing and practicing something that was fun and enjoyable. So I'm a musician, so this actually act of being able to play my guitar and sing is really exciting to me. But if you don't play the guitar, you can still sing, or if you want to learn to play the guitar, you can learn to play guitar and apply it in this meditation. So what we do in this one, and we're going to do couple new mantras, Gauranga, Gopala Govinda Rama Madana Mahana, which we did, Haribol Nitai Gaur Haribol, and of course the Maha Mantra, which Maha means great mantra, the great mantra, the mantra of deliverance, the Hare Krishna mantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. A lot of mantras in there, but actually only 3 repeated over. So just follow along and do your best with it. I'm going to say one mantra, sing one mantra. You don't have to follow along on me. That's to praise my spiritual teacher for giving me this practice. Thank you. What you do for this is listen the first time through. The second time through, try to sing it back with me. But for this first one, it might be hard for you to remember, so you can just do your best. Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimate Siddhaswarupananda Paramahamsa Iti Namine. I'll sing it again. Follow me if you like. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimate Siddha Srimate Siddha Swarupananda Paramahamsa Iti Namine Paramahamsa Iti Namine. Going to Haribol Nitai Gaur. Haribol Nitai Gaur. Nitai Gaur Haribol. Haribol Nitai Gaur. Nitai Gaur Haribol. You can sing back with me. Haribol Nitai Gaur. Nitai Gaur Haribol. Haribol Nitai Gaur. Nitai Gaur Haribol. Try a different mantra. Gopala Govinda Rama, just like in Java. Gopala Govinda Rama. So just listen. Madana Mohana. Gopala Govinda Rama. Madana Mohana. Now you can sing back with me. Gopala Govinda Rama. Madana Mohana. Gopala Govinda Rama. Madana Mohana. Alright, we're ready to try the Hare Krishna mantra, the Maha mantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Alright, sing back with me. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Finish it off with the Gauranga. Gauranga. Sing back with me. Gauranga. Gauranga. we say Haribo, of course, it's kind of like very much like aloha, right? When we say Haribo or aloha, we can say it, hello, goodbye, how you doing? But it has a deeper meaning, of course. Haribo means to sing the names of God. And we do that as a recognition in the fact that we know that we're all children of God. We're all spiritual entities, part and parcel of the Supreme. So those are the 3 forms of meditation. You can take them with you. The Gorunga breathing, the japa meditation, and the kirtan. Now, on this library for Facebook, Yoga Kirtan Hawaii, you can go back in the library and watch this video again if you get a little confused about, when to do things or what. I actually have several of these classes. My god sister, Radharani Dasi, also has Simply Meditation on this channel. So if you get confused, you can go back and look at those. We also have a YouTube channel, which we're constantly updating, trying to update the many videos that Yoga Kirtan Hawaii has on the Yoga Kirtan Hawaii YouTube channel. And so you can go in there, you can learn about meditation, you can learn, there's lots and lots of kirtan that you can practice with. There's some other things in there as well as, I teach a Bhagavad Gita class. So if you want to learn about yoga wisdom, you can look into that. It's called the Yoga Wisdom of the Bhagavad Gita. Okay, and we have some of those in there. I will be teaching that class live also next Tuesday at 7 p.m. Hawaii Standard Time. So if you want to tune in then and find out more about yoga wisdom. Also, last pitch is that we also have SIF.org, which is more about yoga wisdom if you're more interested about that, the yoga wisdom and what is all the philosophy behind yoga. So we have that. So my name is Janapati Das, and this has been Experience Meditation. I hope it was helpful and enjoyable for you, and I hope you have a wonderful evening tonight, and we'll see you next time. Namaste.